All right, welcome back once more. This is Sunday edition here on KTN News. Let's now take a few minutes to analyze the ODM primaries so far. They did start on Thursday with Busia, Bungoma and Machakos conducting their nominations. A lot of chaos was witnessed, especially in Machakos, that one ward, and some parts of Busia where the gubernatorial contest or the gubernatorial poll was nullified by the ODM Elections Board, and it is set to be redone again on the 25th of April after foul play was alleged by the Funyula MP, Paul Otuoma, who is seeking to unseat Sospita Ojamong. Let's start there, and of course Sospita Ojamong was on cue to defend the results that day.
Chaguzi yetu ya mashinane ilifanyika kwa njia ya halali. Wenye wameshinda ndio hawa. Wale ambao walishindwa pia tunataka kuwaleta on board ndio tuende kama familia ya Busia County. Tuko tayari hata kesho ikiwa watasema turejelee, lakini hakuna sababu ya kupeana labda ODM. Unajua mtu mwenye anaishi Nairobi juu haelewi maneno ya Busia vile yanaendelea. Kwa hivyo lakini ukiona hii team kama ni wabunge 7 wote ambao wako kwa kampi yangu wameshinda, ma MCAs zaidi ya 80% ambao wako kwa kampi yangu wameshinda, wale wengine pia ambao walikuwa kwa upande ule mwingine, lakini tumerudi sasa kama familia ya ODM. Tunataka twende pamoja. Kwa hivyo sioni kama kuna shida yoyote hata kama ni kurudia.
So there was drama, gentlemen, in Busia, there was drama in Bungoma, there was a lot of drama in Machakos that day and in Kakamega yesterday. Let's start in Busia. It is the only gubernatorial nomination we have seen for the ODM party, a very big one, and it's set to be redone. Jamong is saying that he won fair and square and he's ready to go again. Paul Otuoma says he won, and those numbers that were given to Sospita Ojamong were simply fictitious, and he's not going to go again. He doesn't want to go back to the ballot on the 25th. What is your take on this? Let me start with you, Dismas.
You know, the Busia elections reminds you of 2007. Therefore, the longest time, Dr. Otuoma was actually leading. And then there was some silence for 10 hours, and then Ojamong emerges as the winner. But 3 points to take into active consideration. Number one is the emergence of fake news and alternative facts in Kenya. Because early in the morning, there was somebody came up with a publication claiming it's one of the newspapers in Kenya, saying that Dr. Otuoma has defected to Jubilee. And then a few hours later, there were posters again associating him with Jubilee as a political party. So, you know, that is the easiest way of confusing the masses. But where ODM failed is, and they failed big, and probably they need a reprimand on this, is how can you allow one of the contestants to be in charge of logistics? Because Ojamong indicated that he's the one who was in charge of logistics for the ballot papers. And some of the drivers that he had retained, in the middle of the night, they disappeared into thin air. And you recall Kivitu saying that at some stage when he was trying to get his returning officers, they were mteja. Yes. So even in Busia, you begin to wonder, how can ODM allow one of the players to be in charge of logistics? You know, that one doesn't make sense. And then number 3, it's very curious that you in Busia, essentially you have the Tesos and the Luyas, and you have about, depending on who gives you the numbers, you have about 90% turnout only in 2 constituencies, in Teso South and in Teso North. And the rest of the other constituencies register average numbers, on average 40 to 50% voter turnout. So that is very curious. And again, when you go to Teso South, the MP is Mary Emases, who is a Jubilee Member of Parliament. Right. So again, you begin to wonder, how come all the members in that constituency, all of them are ODM for this particular election? So then, who voted for Mary Emases during that election? And then
they said that the two were rebellion voting because they were rigged out of the nominations in 2013. But yeah.
No, but there's a big issue that we need to look at. Because, you know, normally when you're going to party primaries, you have 2 ways. It could be a closed primary where you only allow the, like for Ojamong, or rather for Busia, that only ODM members participate. So meaning that everybody who voted for Mary or Maria over the last 4 years, all of them have gone now back to ODM. Yeah, that's not possible. Yeah, and maybe moving forward, so that people don't say that we keep on grumbling, we need, since we've borrowed the American election system, it's now very clear that not a single political party in Kenya has got the ability of running a party primary. So maybe we should allow IBC in future to do these party primaries. Because again, I mean, the polls are supposed to begin at 6 o'clock in the morning. By 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, the officials are nowhere to be seen. Ballot papers are nowhere to be seen. Like yesterday, there was a big complaint in Shinyalu where the current member, Sylvester Anami, was complaining. 11 o'clock, people who had come early in the morning at the polling station were not able to cast their ballots in his favor. And, we were told that now, since in Luyaland, there's a huge premium on funerals. So some people did not cast their ballots. They decided to go for the funerals. So one would have even expected that ODM would have actually done the mathematics and understand that people in Western Kenya, on Saturdays, they attend funerals. So maybe you hold the primaries on another day, maybe Sunday or on a Monday. And at this stage, we need to give Jubilee a pat on the back. Because again, when you speak to the candidates and even when you look at Tuju and Gushu, the way they're organizing their party primaries is anchored on IBC. They're actually using the IBC templates, meaning that there's a very high probability that their elections are going to be free and fair.
Well,
and I think
we'll find out in 4 days' time.
Yes, yeah. But Ben, I think making progress,
yes.
We should stop lying to ourselves as a nation, Kenya, that we are free for free and fair party primaries. We should just allow our political leaders, the leadership, to sit down and agree on the people who are going to be running for these positions.
What's your take on the primaries
for ODM in Busia especially, is like there was a predetermined that Ojamong be the candidate. Having mentioned that there was a allegation that Otoma had actually defected to Jubilee. You recall Ojamong himself stating that Otoma is a Jubilee candidate on that very eventful day.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, anything to do with the Otoma claiming that he won free and square, that's according to his understanding. Okay? Because one, Busia is totally Luya-dominated place. Okay? You do not expect that Otoma's tribe, which is Tesos, who are minority,
That's Ojamong.
who are minority, that actually had more numbers than the Luyas. According to the announcement, you'll find that not even a single place where there's a Luya domination, not even one place, Ojamong actually happened to beat Otoma. Okay, right?
Right, that's correct.
Then, only 2 constituencies that actually changed the game. That Ojamong got 44,000, okay? Whereas the registered voters, even according to IEBC, do not reach 44,000. And then Otoma happened to garner around 3,000 from that very constituency. So
you take
it was just for formality. And then nullification issue. The allegation or announcement that ODM National Election Board has nullified ODM elections in Busia, gubernatorial elections in Busia, is only a response to reaction by Busia members. Only when they said, no Otoma, no Raila. No Otoma, no Raila. That's when now Raila is a what? If I lose Busia, then I don't have Western. So in order for me to pretend, let us make an announcement that we have nullified the elections.
Right.
Okay?
How does ODM get away from this?
Well, for instance, the constituency is talking about is very interesting.
Yeah.
The latest IBC figures indicate 48,000 registered voters. And then during the ODM primary, you have 47,000 coming to cast their ballots. And they're supposed to have some Jubilee members. It doesn't make sense. And you even saw on social media, there are some funny guys came up with a big pickup carrying Ojamong votes, which was really laughable. But I think Mr. Raila Odinga now has got the unique opportunity of telling Kenyans or showing Kenyans in a very strong commitment that ODM is actually democratic by ensuring that there is a free, fair, and credible gubernatorial, competition so that the will of the people is reflected. And Mr. Raila Odinga is accused of this many times, for the last 3 elections. He seems to be having preferred candidates everywhere. Like, for instance, the case of Okoth Obado. Okoth Obado was in ODM proper, but when he was denied the ticket, he joined another political party, PDP, and he was still able to win. And if Mr. Raila Odinga doesn't work on this, it may compromise the turnout on August 8th, because assuming that there is a repeat, nothing changes in Busia, say Otoma loses, then the people would like Otoma to become their governor. They'll have no incentive to wake up early in the morning to go and cast their ballots. So Mr. Odinga should let the people's will to prevail. And there are many cases. People have bolted from ODM, including the Honorable Richard Onyonka. He bolted from ODM and went to Ford Kenya. Not because he loves Ford Kenya, but because he fears that the Kisii governor, Ongwae, and the nominated senator, they've got their preferred list of candidates. And if Meso is honest, he'll tell you that for politicians, before they go to the party primaries, they will actually speak with the party leaders to ask them whether or not the party primaries are going to be free and fair. When they get that reassurance, that's the only time they go to the party primaries. But Odinga's got a record of just having preferred candidates all over, giving them tickets, and essentially it causes voter apathy.
For us in Jubilee, we are very lucky that our party leader and deputy party leader, Uhuru Kenyatta and Ruto, have always stated our primaries shall be free, fair, and credible.
Everybody says that.
Yes, my friend, for us in Jubilee, for example, in Dagoretti North, it's Meso, okay?
And the Lash.
That one, she's just a member of Jubilee. She's not on the ground. Meso and the Jubilee itself. The reason why I'm saying that is this.
What do you mean she's not on the ground?
Have you ever seen her on the ground? Even a day?
I think I have seen her.
You've seen her in the Jubilee offices, okay? And the TV is like here.
Can I bring her and you on the same table? And
today, bring, anytime. And she'll never even want to appear. I recall this. There's a time we were with the Peter Kenneth.
Right.
She had to run away.
Okay, let's not. No.
Okay, no. Now, what I'm saying is,
yes,
our Jubilee primary shall be free, fair,
let me ask you this.
And credible.
This is
what our president has always stated.
All right. This must here say that. I mean, it happens every time. If a big party like ODM, yes. ODM is almost 11 years old. It's one of the biggest political parties in this country, you have to say that.
Yes.
Yet they are still struggling with party primaries. Many pundits shudder at what will happen for Jubilee, which is very new.
The distinction between Jubilee and ODM is that characteristic of a leader. There is a very big difference between our party leader and the audience party leader. The audience party leader has a tendency of having a preferred candidate. We can take Busia, for example. If there was any credibility, Otoma was to be announced the winner and given the certificate. Now, get it this way. The same time, National Election Board, ODM in Nairobi, claims to have nullified the gubernatorial race nominations in Busia. At the very minute, the returning officer is issuing certificate to Ojamong. And Ojamong is very happy to receive it, saying that I've been given this, now I'm the ODM candidate in Busia. Which means that he was, and he shall remain a preferred ODM candidate. Now, to us,
yes,
as a, I hail from Busia. Right. I'm asking our Luya members, we do not need to be in a party where we are only fighting for slaughter. Let us join Jubilee, a free and fair party.
All right. It's well and good for you to call on your, but you're not answering my question. Jubilee party, a lot of aspirants have been moving away from the party, joining other Uhuru Kenyatta friendly parties like PNU, like Maendeleo, Chap Chap. But they don't want to be in Jubilee. Are they afraid of such happening to them?
Do you know we have party members who register as candidates, and we have candidates who have grounds. So if you have a ground, for example, Meso, and you will mention the name of my competitor.
Beatrice Elachi. Whose name we don't want to mention.
The Senate majority whip.
You know, she was appointed and she will still be appointed another job. The thing is this.
Why do you say that? Isn't that a sexist thing to say, Mr.
No,
Mason?
no. I'm very gender sensitive. Okay? But the thing is this.
Right.
The ground has said clear that for Dagoret North, we as lawyers, it is ours. And the lawyer committee have said we are backing our own son, and because of our own son, we are fully 100% behind Uhuru Kenyatta.
All right.
Now, the thing is this. No. Let me tell you. Any aspirant who is afraid of party nominations, that indicates that he does not have a ground. Jubilee requires candidates who can deliver the seat, not those who want to be favored by the party. One thing is this. For example, in Dagoret North, where I'm an aspirant, and I have competitors, around other 5 competitors, according to Jubilee list, okay? Now, our Jubilee election in Dagoret North, our primaries is as well as our general election because, one, Jubilee require a candidate who can deliver on 8th August, not just one who can get a certificate of nomination. One thing is this, and I'm very gender sensitive as well. Lawyers have said Dagoret North will not vote in a mwanamuke. That's one thing.
Mr. Mesa, that
No.
is that you saying?
I'm not the one saying.
Sure. That is you saying.
I'm not the one saying.
Well, I don't see anybody else saying. So that is you saying.
When we had Luya and
television.
Kikuyu unity together, we were in Kawangware. I get the point. And you guys were there.
So you're saying,
and you guys were there. It was very clear. It's not a tribal politics. It's just like party affiliations. We have Jubilee. We have TNA, URP coming together, and other parties.
This must. What is your analysis
and
of
other
what
parties.
saying?
Now, for us, we've decided that Luyas and Kikuyus come together, work together as one community. Okay. And then we want to deliver. We want to deliver the seat.
All right, fair enough. But you have to be chosen on the 21st. You can't just be elected because you think you're the one who can deliver the seat, right? Let me let this.
Dagoret North members are not only coming on 21st to choose Meso, they are coming to take the certificate which belongs to them so that we can deliver the seat on 8th.
Well, you know, Ben, we've always said that we don't have political parties in Kenya, and all politicians in Kenya run based on numbers. If you go through the demographics in his constituency, about 50% of the registered voters are lawyers. Yes. That's why he speaks with a lot of confidence. And part of the reason, again, if he cares to admit, part of the reason why he went to Jubilee is to benefit from the Kikuyu voters in Dagoret North, and to top up on the Luya votes, which now gives him probably a win. If he gets the Jubilee nomination, probability of him giving, I'm making my contribution, probability of giving Simba Arati a run for his money is extremely high. And that's the tragedy of our political system. That are probably, when he goes to campaign, is running on the tribal arithmetic. That I'm a Luya, 50% of the registered voters. I get maybe another 10,000 Kikuyus, I'm home. But when you're talking about party primaries being free and fair, even in Jubilee, they cannot be. The 2 high-profile defectors, one of them is Governor Ruto from Bomet. He knew right from the word go that his kind of politics was divergent from the deputy president. So if Governor Ruto would still be within Jubilee today, one can easily bet his head that he was not going to get his nomination. It wouldn't even be cleared because of his brand of politics. The same is the case for Governor Munya. You recall the way Kiraitu Murungi decided to do a runner, and Munya was left for some time without a political party. He decided to form his own political party, and is gaining a lot of members. The same applies to Kilemi Mwiria, who for the longest time, for the last 4 years, he was the president's advisor, serving in the middle of the kitchen cabinet. But he knew, because of Kiraitu Murungi, the party primaries in Meru were not going to be free and fair. He decided to go to Maendeleo Chap. Then you also have Leni Kivitu. He knows for a fact that Cecil Mbarire is the preferred candidate. He decided to jump to Maendeleo Chap. These are some of the politicians who are very clever, like giraffes. They can see the future. They're not waiting to go to the party primaries to get a beating before they can jump. Because again, they want to rely on numbers. Right. If you do that and you wait to run as an independent candidate, it will be a challenge. And you know, most of our politicians in Kenya, on their own, they don't have political capital. That's even the reason why Peter Ken is the favored candidate in Nairobi. Meso can confirm that there are so many people who are telling Sonko not to run for the governorship in Nairobi, not to compete against Peter Ken, to go and look for another party. But I think Sonko, in exercising his political rights, is decided to, again, to push the extreme. Right. So anybody who can tell you today that party primaries are going to be free and fair, that's a liar.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. That's why we leave it on this topic of political party primaries. Well, ODM have started their nominations. Jubilee Party will be conducting theirs on one day. They are calling it a mini general election. We shall be covering this for you wall to wall here on KTN News. Other parties, of course, Ford Kenya, ANC and Wiper, also conducting their primaries. Shall be covering all that for you. We take another quick commercial break. Don't go too far. When we return, we revisit this issue of the National Super Alliance and the presidential flag bearer talks that are set to continue later this week, again in the county of Kilifi. We'll talk about the intrigue that happened last week where leaked information caused some restlessness in some of the affiliate parties of the National Super Alliance. Don't go too far. This is Sunday edition.